Hello! Welcome back to Dice Dropping Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, The Chronicles of House Weirlight. Hello, House Weirlight.
Hello, narrator.
Hello
House Weirlight.
there.
Hello. We've got lots to do, lots to cover. There was the setting ups of war, the meetings of several key characters, a diplomatic mission for Lumber Aid, and several other things. And of course, the final thing that happened last session is the discovery of a very important and key missing piece of information to the Weirlight curse.
Dun, dun.
Indeed. And we have lots to cover. And seeing as we left off with the blood vault being opening, we are going to start with a lovely open air brunch in Highgarden.
We're not going to give you what
Beautiful
you really want. We're
segue.
going to go somewhere
Huzzah!
else.
I love that. Oh,
Mhm.
beautiful.
Sat at a beautiful pewter table inlaid with colored rocks, loft high above the ground, looking over the effervescent fields of Highgarden. We see sat at the table having a lovely brunch, Mariella Weirlight and her visiting mother,
Where's Tisea?
Vivienne
Mhm.
Weirlight. Now, Vivienne,
Yeah.
who did you bring on your way to Crake Hall with you?
Yes. Of course. Aside from our guards, Micah included,
Yes.
I brought Darren, Tisea, and Valina and Philippa.
Excellent. So, are you at this brunch? It's a very private brunch between you and your daughter. Do you have like her siblings with you during this brunch, or are they?
Oh, since what happened, yes.
Mhm.
They still
So-
have their.
Mhm.
I'm sure I have. Sorry, and my handmaid doesn't actually take care of the kid. She's with me.
She can. But I'm guessing you brought her the nursemaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there. But yeah, your handmaiden Shinafire, she's with you.
Fire. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure I brought her as well. But I think Tisea would be at brunch with us. The twin girls, they're a little young, so they're probably like playing in like the room that's next door with like I think the terrace door.
You don't
open,
want to be holding one and
Actually-
Mariella holding the other.
Aw.
Actually, yeah.
Just sat on your lap. I mean, they're toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
The babies.
They can eat.
Okay.
They
yeah.
can
Mhm.
Yep. So we see a shot of the two Weirlight women sitting across from each other. Tisea kind of sitting in between them. Valena on Vivian's lap and Philippa on Mariella's.
Mhm.
Your attendants nearby. This is as private as it gets for nobles at
Understood.
status of you. Minimum of like 4 people around you. And you are eating brunch. And Mariella, you are essentially, I'm guessing, Vivian is asking questions of Mariella, and this is her time. So take it away.
Mhm. Yes. Oh, my dear, you look so beautiful. Oh, it's been ages. So how are you faring?
Luckily, I probably mentioned it in one of my letters to you.
Mm-hmm.
Made a fairly quick, good impression on Marjorie. So that
Oh, that's good.
who knew Henrik hiding behind doors would come in handy with her.
That is fair. But that's good. That you're taking your responsibilities very seriously. Is there anything else?
There are a few things.
Mhm.
Have spent some time with other members of the Tyrell house. Actually, after spending some time with Garland, got to meet Willis.
Oh, he is here.
Very, very not what you would expect. Luckily, the two have a relationship that is very obviously affectionate with one another. So that helped with the situation. But there is a chance that I might be invited for a falconry outing if he is to arrange one. So
with Willis?
I'm assuming Garland would also be involved, but I'm not positive.
But you're going. But you're going
Garland,
on an outing with.
He said
Willis
if he were to
Tyrell.
assemble a party to go, he would keep me in mind to invite.
I think for once I'm speechless.
Naimora, by the way, you are we do pan a bit. You are 10 feet to the left.
Standing at attention, just like
Things.
looking at the looking at
The
the babies.
babies.
Yeah, you see, Allie is also like at attention, in attendance near Jennifer, and basically directly across from you, Naimora, is of course Micah, and he's just like, he's like looking around. He's having.
We catch each other's eye every so often.
Oh, every so often, he's just like, he gives lots of like, you look good eyes.
Yeah, it's like in them.
What do you think of my hair? Has the peach treatment been doing
Like
good
in
things
Doctor
long
Who
term?
when they're talking through the window, it's just
I think well, all of that excellent, but still sounds so clinical. How do you find Garland? I know before when we had talked about it, you'd mentioned you were interested in him.
Yes. Definitely warmer than before, and seeing what kind of man he's turning into has definitely been helpful.
Oh, what sort of man is he, Mariella? Do tell.
I imagine you would probably appreciate some of his training that he does, considering your affection for the melee matches.
I have a deep appreciation for your father's skill.
There's a bit of a smile and like looking up at you while like readjusting like Philippa.
Well,
like Tisea goes, Daddy's like fighting skills are really good because every time he fights in a tournament, we somehow get another sibling.
This is very true.
And she just like
although from my
fingers
understanding, he didn't
fingers
even
at
need
Valena.
Tisea. From what I understand, our youngest sibling did not even need to come from attorney. It just happy birthday to me and Henrik, I guess. They thought we needed another one.
but
Wow.
very good Barb to say. Very proud.
She looks genuinely confused as if that was for sure not a barb and an actual belief she holds.
Proper thing.
All the same. All the same. It's like, well, this is very interesting. So I take it he is quite capable in the training area. Strong, tall, handsome. Am I getting warmer at least?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Well, if you need me for anything, I am here for a short time, but you seem to have it all well and handled, but I'm very happy for you that you are enjoying your time here, yes?
Yes. I have made friends with some of the other girls here. There's one that's also serving Marjorie, who's from the north. Fairly quiet, very not sure of Reach customs, and it's been a very interesting friendship that's been forming there. So,
What's your name?
it's like Forrester, right?
That's her house name, Forrester.
Yeah.
Mina. Yeah, Mina Forrester.
Mina Forrester.
Is that strange for someone from as far as the north to come down here?
Yes.
Okay.
that you starting to hear about it more often ever since Robert's been in reign, but before that it was unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, sure, a lot of knights come down from the north to train with some southerners and stuff. That men being knight fathered is pretty normal, but not not ladies.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty rare.
Do you know why she's here? I mean, I know nothing about the Foresters, I don't think, but aside from that, they are a northern house, but it seems very odd, I suppose would be the word.
I believe there was service done during the war, which repayment was she would come down here. Her house is a banner house to the Starks.
Oh. And you're friends with her? Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're making friends. Such prestigious friends.
Well, I am trying to keep the circle of those around me a bit wide.
It always helps, dear. You don't want to have... It always helps to have more friends go everywhere.
I think I probably turned to Saya, and it's like, I'm hoping you've received all of my letters.
She nods. Like, I've written several back. I hope you have received them.
I have received them.
Good. Like, good. I like practicing the writing. It's very agreeable to me. And it's good to hear that you're doing well. Also, this is a very pretty castle. I think Philippa and Velena like it. Though I think Velena likes the food a little more, and Velena is just like hand into like caviar, into like a pile of roe. Essentially, it's just like
Perfect.
these babies have fancy tastes.
Yeah, they do. Next thing you
Fancy
know,
babies.
like,
I mean,
Oh,
now,
they
yeah.
like salt, man.
foie gras.
Yes.
Salmon roe on a
These nuggets
silver
are dry.
Send them away.
No urgent. What?
Bring me the artisanal tendies.
If you do not have the appropriate age cheese, I am upset.
Yeah, Vivian, if you wanted to know more about House Forester, you could make a status breeding test.
Okie dokie. I shall do such a thing.
It's a higher difficulty, but it's not
Understood.
too high considering
Yeah.
what kind of northern house they are.
Yeah, I only have one in breeding, so it might not go well, but we'll see.
I also laid minor foundation, so.
Yeah.
Metal. Come on, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Hell yeah.
Didn't go well my butt.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes the dice, listen, sometimes the dice literally hate me.
it's true. But no, that's fantastic. Yeah, so House Forester, they are a known house in the South. They are known for being great crafters of what's it called? One second. There's a name for it. It's one of those fucking things.
Ironwood?
Thank you. Ironwood shields. They craft ironwood
Yeah.
shields. They are very unique and rare shields that well, I mean, unique, rare. Most places, a lot of places have them. They make fairly good thing, but they're not like mass produced. But they look over some kind of unique wood in the wolf's wood called ironwood trees. Apparently there's like a unique trick to shaping them. You don't know much about it. All you know is it's profitable, and the owner of an ironwood shield probably has a better chance than someone who doesn't.
Okay.
So therefore they sort of have a certain amount of like renown throughout the Seven Kingdoms. It's not huge or anything. It's most people who are aware of like trading and money and things like that are more aware of House Forester than just like great deeds sort of thing.
Mercantile pursuits.
Yeah, essentially. You do know their banner, their color, their house colors are literally black and white. There's a field of sable, with a stark, leafless tree with a sword in it. And their words are iron from ice.
That's rad as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and their ancient seat is the Keep of Ironwrath, which is at the within the Wolf's Wood. That's where their territory is, and in part of the Wolf's Wood, they are one of the keepers of it, along with a couple other houses. So they're definitely not a baby house by any means. They're not. They're not House Weirlight, but.
So few are.
Everyone has their qualities.
Mm-hmm. But as so far as making connections into the north, you could do worse than House Forrester.
Right. Excellent. Well, I trust you, dear. I will not meddle too much, I promise.
How long were you anticipating to stay?
Not
I'm not quite sure. Where exactly were you heading to after this?
I'm going to the Westerlands. Cray Call to be exact. There's some business there I need to set up.
I think about it and I'm like, oh, Cray Call, lovely. Yay, that house. All right.
Right back.
I was thinking possibly if Tisea would be interested, it's possible Marjorie might be available to meet. That is if that is of interest to you, Tisea. Dun, dun, dun. Asking if Tisea would have an interest in possibly meeting Marjorie.
Yeah, she has a great interest in meeting Marjorie for sure. Absolutely, she would love to meet her. Something I totally forgot to mention, Vivian, because you got multiple good degrees of success. You would know the lady of House Forrester, which would be Mina's mother. Elisa is her name. She used to be of House Branfield. House Branfield was a reach house. Was is the very key word, as they were completely annihilated during the rebellion. There are only 2 surviving members of House Branfield, but their ancestral lands, homes, everything was just annihilated. There is nothing to inherit save a name. Which was Lady Elisa is one of the only known survivors, seeing as she was in the north when it happened. Her brother, Malcolm, which you have no idea where he is or even what the fuck he's doing. But they were a southern house, notably very loyal to the Targaryens.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Now, this is a story for you, storyteller. Is it too much of a faux? Would it be out of place to ask for introductions to Mina so that I can get an introduction to
Not at
her mother?
all. You are an incredibly important lady.
I would be able to help facilitate that.
Yeah, no, you're Vivian Weirlight.
Okay. I just didn't.
Right.
I also
everyone knows House Weirlight is very favored by House Tyrell at this moment. One of the most favored. So you have a lot of pull here right now, Vivian. You can just be like, I would like to see people.
Okay.
The only one you probably know you couldn't demand an audience of is Elena.
I'm not gonna
But that's the only person, to be completely honest, at this point.
Pretty cool.
If you were like, Aliori, let's have lunch, she would just be like, oh, of course.
I would love to have lunch with Illyri because I am trying to get more of a hold in more hold in the reach for the wives club. So yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if I can get introductions to Mina, so that I could possibly get a tie-in with Alyssa and talk with
Well,
her.
Mina's currently attending to Marjorie,
Mhm.
which is why you're having this lovely brunch with your
Understood.
daughter.
So
And this
the two couple
amazing
very
view, Vivian.
yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Then yeah. If I can pride Mariella, I just we don't have to go through it, but I definitely want to hear her gush about Garland. Like, have you played Savas with him yet? Have you gone riding yet?
We have gone riding, and I have asked if he'd be interested, and he said that he would be for Savas.
Well, try not to beat him too harshly. I mean, he doesn't sound like a prideful man.
Yeah. Micah will pipe up, kind of talking to Nymora.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nymora, you are here for this whole thing.
Yeah,
He's like, I hear Garland trains against multiple men at once. Is that true?
Yes, and he also has a mean right hook, I've learned.
Yes, Vivian, you hear that?
Has to be quite a spectacle. When does he train? Just asking, curious.
Most mornings, actually, my lady.
Well,
There is the rare occasion in the afternoon when you and he spar occasionally. Would that be correct, Nymora? Using that term very loosely.
Yes, my lady, I would. I hesitate to call it only sparring. I honestly do feel that he means to kill me in those moments.
It gets rather heated.
interesting.
Last week I threw a vase at his head.
Well, didn't he throw a bowl at yours just beforehand?
You know what? I don't remember that one, so maybe it means that the bowl hit.
Very interesting. Sounds like a lot happens here. It's exciting. Yeah. I'm very glad that you're enjoying your time and that you are thriving so much in court. Well, I will go about, make my rounds, introduce myself to a couple of individuals. It's getting quite late in the morning. I have just walking around.
Yeah. I will say we do. You will not be long here, Vivian. This is
Yeah, it's like I would probably offer, like, if we want to do it, like to do the introduction.
But if you you can of course meet Mina. But if you want, if you want perhaps like shenanigans, like what's it called?
Intrigue.
Thank you. An intrigue with Mina. I mean, you do have your very capable daughter to.
Back you
To do that, but yeah, you can absolutely. We can do a brief of you meeting Mina at the same moment where Tisea can meet Marjorie. So I do, hilariously enough, have a sheet for Tisea. Because they let you stat like very small children, so and Tisea isn't necessarily a very small child.
She's like what, 10 now ish?
She's 10, yeah. She ain't no small fry no more.
My baby.
I would probably offer, like, if the nursemaid, like, if you would like the nursemaid to kind of like watch the children, like, you could use my rooms, so then like they're at a central location and you don't need to worry about them while you go do rounds.
Right.
Unless for some reason you would like to introduce your toddlers to people, but I feel like they'd be like extra baggage.
Not unless other court ladies have toddlers of their age. Just say it's fine to walk around.
really.
But
Yeah.
I've already done the whole play date of the Reach ladies already. So
Yeah, Tisea is what we would call an adolescent.
Yeah, she is of introductory age. The other two, meh.
yeah.
Yeah, the two don't count as human yet.
They're not human.
You cannot speak yet. Go away.
You are not.
You cannot demand things.
I was also kind of just doing a sneaky thing. If Garland happened to see Mariella with smaller babies real cute, just put the idea in his mind.
Tiny children.
Real cute. Hey,
Tiny
look at
little,
this.
tiny
Look at this.
little babies.
Mm-hmm. You know, casually.
C'est casual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What would that be a role for like walking through the halls? It's like, do they see? I'm fine with no. I'm honestly
yeah.
fine with no.
But let's just see if Tisea completely fucks up.
Any chance we
Okay,
can
can-
help her?
Yeah,
or
any way
no?
we could give her like an assist for a good impression.
And we give her our destiny points for free roll.
she has her own.
Okay. making sure.
But yeah, her stats might I think might surprise some people. I mean, most of it's not good because again, she's 10.
She's 10.
She's a baby.
But some stats I think would surprise.
She's just super good at climbing, and that's it.
No, that was Garrick.
I know. I'm just saying.
But
She's got a 5 in fighting.
right and biting.
She's the legendary fighter.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I'm hoping I can do like some sort of assist and give her like a minor boost by being the vehicle of the introduction.
I mean that helps, but it's like this is
Tisea.
very
No, I know.
much
This is very much
all
her.
on
Yeah.
Tisea as they come sort of meet one another.
Mm-hmm. Will they be
Um,
rivals or best friends?
Let's see.
Cats.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed for my baby.
All right,
Come
here we
on.
go. Tisea.
Do it.
Oh!
Tisea.
Such a charming
Of course
Noise!
she got that charm. It's our girl.
She does.
Oh,
Prepped her with those letters.
Yeah,
All
she's a
real life
baby.
children have that charm.
Yep. Tisea, I will just tell you now, has a 4 in persuasion.
holy
That's
shit,
not
girl!
that she's an adorable child.
Because she wants to be
Yeah.
Vivienne. She wants to be Vivienne when she grows up.
She does. She wants to be a beautiful princess that changes men's minds with her words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 16. That's real good. When they meet, she's just like they just kind of look at each other, introduce like to say this is Marjorie Tyrell. Marjorie, this is my sister. To say a Weirlight. And she's just like, and to say it just kind of looks her up and down and goes, your hair jewelry catches the sun really nice. Like, and she's just like, oh, well, it does, doesn't it? It goes, do you want to try that bunch on to see what we can make this sparkliest? And she goes, I would. And they just immediately like run to a jewelry box.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, can't cry. I'll embarrass them.
I was poisoned, excuse me.
Who's poisoned, you know?
I'm so quick to woman wants and woes. His emotions.
goodness. My frail womanly frame.
Yep. And Mariella, you wanted to introduce Mina to your
Yeah.
mother? She's right there.
Yeah, so I think kind of guide Vivian over towards Mina. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Mina, I'd love to make you known to my mother, Lady Vivian Weirlight.
I will say the socially appropriate thing would to guide Mina over to your mother, as
yeah.
as your
Sure.
mother is a
Sure.
much
We-
more
we-
important
we-
person than Mina.
So it's like, I think maybe it's more me going to her, like saying that, and then I guide her over to my mother.
Exactly. Yes.
And it's like,
Yeah, Vivian, you see a rather tall but rather kind of like demure, meek-looking woman. She's very young woman. She's very beautiful. She definitely looks like maybe she's a little younger than Mariella. But she's pale complexion. She has that like trait that some like women from the north have, where she has like a reddish tip to her nose. Flowing brunette hair. Nothing really stands out about it. She has very dark chocolate eyes. She's definitely like, very beautiful. But her body language is like shoulders forward, hands together.
Trying to be as small as possible.
Yeah, she's wearing like the traditional like reach clothing, and you can tell she's like not
Uncomfortable.
super used to it yet. She
A lot of
wears it well.
exposed skin.
Yeah, she's
No, like
really
where are the sleeves?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's not used to the showing the arms. It's just like
Mhm.
You call this fabric? It covers almost nothing. There's no
Yeah.
warmth given from this fabric.
yeah, she's very confused about it.
Mhm.
But she's definitely a beauty. Tall too. It's
Ooh.
different. You heard they come tall.
They
from the
come
north,
tall in the north.
And I'm the tiny one of the family anyway, so like
Mhm.
difference.
Yeah, she's like you would say Mina's probably
I'm
like
5'6", yeah.
Yeah, but you said Mina's probably like 5'8",
Yeah.
5'9",
Oh,
around
she
there.
is my
So-
height.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so there's enough noticeable difference. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I kind of lead Mina over to my mother.
Mhm.
Mother, this is Mina Forrester, also serving under Lady Marjorie. Mina, this is my mother, Lady Vivian Weirlight.
Yeah, she bows and curtsies in a very appropriate manner. She definitely has grace, and she goes, "It's very lovely to meet you. Your daughter has been incredibly kind to me, and I honestly would say I would be a little bit more lost without her. My mother prepared me best she could for the reach, but it's still very different than what I'm
Very
used to.
I understand. I'm glad the two of you have become such fast friends, or at least are on the path to becoming friends.
I would say so. Now, like
I-
suddenly,
I-
like
I kinda give,
anxiety
like, an
comes over her. Like,
encouraging- I
are
give
we
an
not
encouraging
friends?
smile
Oh,
to
God.
Mina.
Oh,
Yeah, I give an encouraging smile to Mina.
Oh, good. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
yeah. And she nods.
Mhm.
Like she's been a great help. But it's been very very nice here.
I'm not sure if it'll help put you at ease, but my mother is actually originally from the Westerlands, so it was a bit of a transition for her as well,
Mhm.
coming to the Reach.
Oh. I think she nods of like, oh, well, what part of the Westerlands?
Does Adderfell have like a region that it's from?
I mean, you could say whatever, Vivian.
Okay. I don't actually know any of the mountain regions though. But
You
we'll
could
just
just say a mountain region.
yeah.
You could literally say from like the Golden Mountains.
Yeah. We're from the Golden Tooth Mountain.
I'm like, oh yeah. She nods like, oh yes, yes, there's a lot of gold mining, I believe, around there. Like, yes, I mean, I've heard your family is quite like wealthy. Not that I think that that's all I think about from a friendship with your daughter or anything.
No, I understand. It's important to be knowledgeable of the noble houses you are surrounding yourself with. It's a very good quality to have.
Thank you. And she yeah. So is there anything you want to say to me now?
Yes, I did want to say I was like, I can understand the feeling my daughter being even such a relatively short distance away from home, and I can't imagine what your mother must be going through, but I would love to keep in contact with her, just reminisce perhaps and keep in touch, not just with your whereabouts and not your whereabouts, just with your upkeeping, but perhaps if she wants more friends back in the Reach. I know with you being here and her family being previously from here, I know the north is quite a distance, but it helps to have friends everywhere.
I'm sorry. Are you asking to write her mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, oh, I mean, yeah, I don't see why why not? Yeah, I'm sure she would know and be interested to hear from people that are connected and friends with me. Looking again over at Mariella.
Yep. Supportive. Hmm.
Yeah. My 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 mother's name is Alyssa, and I Mina.
I understand. Well, thank you so much. It is your home is now was it Ironwrath?
Ironwrath, yeah.
Understood. All right. Well, I will be sending a raven as soon as I'm able, and I'll leave you and Mariella to, well, not be bothered by an old woman such as myself.
I mean, I would never consider you I mean, you're so beautiful.
Darling, so are you, please.
She blushes like thank you, and she dips her head again.
Excellent. And then, yeah, I think what if I go, the one thing I'll do, we don't have to roleplay it, but I would like Allie to keep an eye on Mina's things. So if anything of interesting can come up, perhaps she can suggest to Mariella for perhaps possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Allie will not. Will absolutely agree to do that. Yeah. Before Vivian leads, Vivian, did you want to say anything to or ask anything of Nymora, and Nymora vice versa?
Yeah, I guess yeah, I'll ask Nymora, like, is Mariella really doing all right? I know she is very capable, but she doesn't tell everyone everything. So
I'm gonna look at Mariella.
She wouldn't be there
I
during the
probably not be
conversation.
there.
Yeah.
And she would have left at this point.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah. This would be a private conversation
Okay,
between
okay.
you two.
My Lady Mariella, I have full confidence in her ability to manage herself here. But I worry always. But I think that is just me.
okay, all right. Then I guess that's everything. I prepared her as much as I could, but her actually being away, is very odd. The house is so quiet now.
I do miss the children, the sounds of the children.
Well, once she's married, I'm sure you'll come back very quickly, or however long she's here in Highgarden.
Based on the things that I have seen her discussing with Lord Garland,
Oh, it's
perhaps
going
not.
that well. Well, all right
He
then.
seems quite taken with her.
Well, why wouldn't he? She's beautiful and smarter than probably every, at least young lady here. But that's just a mother's thoughts, and also, obviously. Well, I won't get my hopes up because I know every young lady in Highgarden's twittering away, trying to get his attention. So I won't get my hopes up, except for a little bit. But all right.
It is good to see you out, my lady. Good to see you out and about from the castle.
It's good to be out, and it's good to keep myself busy. Tedric's not home, so I'm frantic to do things. You're quite different than before you left.
I have been trying to the responsibilities of a knight are not the things that I thought they were.
Oh,
before I became one,
I see.
and I am trying to live up to them.
Mm. Gotten wise to the politics of the game, have we?
As much as I do not want to. There is not really any escaping it. If I want to do good, then I must learn to work within those rules.
Well, this change, I think, is very good. Whatever my opinion means to you.
Your opinion means a great deal to me, my lady.
Thank
You
you.
and Lord Teacher gave me work when other houses would have turned me away, and have treated me as well as any member of your own household, though I am started as a sellsword, and have never once made issue with my parentage.
There was no
I
reason
could
to.
not.
Continue.
I could not have asked for a better house.
There was no reason to make a fuss of your heritage. You were capable, strong, and diligent. Your opinions were very vocal. But it seems that you were learning very quickly here. So,
Thank you, my lady.
I am glad for it. Well, this visit has actually been a breeze, and I'm rather relieved for it. I am going to go eat a golden pear because I can only get them here, and I am famished.
It's just, my lady, I would warn you, is just make sure that it's an actual golden pear and not a pear that has gold leaf on it. Those are also littered around the house.
No, that's what I was meaning. That's the only gold pear there is. The gold makes it taste particularly... I don't know what the word for it is, but there's just something different about it.
Crunchy.
Royal.
Literally just tastes like
I was
paper.
gonna go with
It's
Rachel,
so,
but-
it's so
Yeah,
bad.
Affluent.
Pretentious.
It has no taste.
It
It's
tastes
so bad.
pretentious.
Yeah, it's so
The only
bad.
gold
Adding
pear-
gold to things is so
The only gold pear worth eating in High Garden is the gold foiled wrapped pears, obviously.
Because I want to eat gold.
I want to take a bath full of crushed strawberries. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Well, people in High Garden already take a bath in gems.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come
Oh
on.
my god.
If you remember, the
Yeah.
the bathing pools have gems in them.
I remember. I
Mhm.
remember. I remember.
It's called luxury.
My lady, if you wish to.
It increases the humors, makes the skin
Yeah.
glow.
Of course.
Other things people made up.
Listen,
My
I would
lady,
love to
if
tell
wish
you about
to,
the time.
If you wish to enjoy the true High Garden experience, I will recommend the baths. They are
Darling.
lined with gems.
How do you... I've very much experienced those baths. How do you think Garrick was born? Please.
God. Oh my god.
Well,
So happy
I'm
he's
off.
there.
My lady, I couldn't possibly imagine.
So glad I wasn't here for this.
I don't dare to. This is not my place to imagine.
The tourney in High Garden and the day after. Oh man.
Indeed.
Beautiful.
Utterly beautiful. So, we'll move on from there.
Mhm.
And this time, we will in fact transmit to the dungeon. Thorsten,
Yes.
you have been poring over the journal of the previous Maester, and you have found some pretty compelling answers to large questions you had.
Hmm.
It seems he hasn't been able to figure out the meat and entirety of the curse. However, he has figured out a large portion of it.
Okay.
that there, for some reason, you don't know why, it's not stated, he doesn't know. But apparently, recently, there's never really been a problem, but there's been something about blood for the heirs of House Weirlight. And he of course, the Maester, he was Maester for House Weirlight for quite some time. And there wasn't any issue until Vivian Weirlight. And then found out something had changed. Things had begun to awaken. Rituals before that did nothing suddenly changed, and he didn't know why. He doubts it's Vivian, but there is something happened in the world. He also thought it strange, the death of your mother, Thorsten, he believes was linked to this curse. The strange and sudden illness brought on to her by weakness, believing to go back generations, that apparently if a blood sacrifice is not made for the womb of a new bride of House Weirlight to conceive the heir, then essentially she is the original curse. She believed as the curse grew stronger, it was she will not be able to conceive one. But when the curse was weaker, she is destined to die early, that the curse will consume her. And he has proof that that's what happened to your mom, Thorsten.
What?
Because she died not that long after, like maybe when you were like 7, she died.
Yeah. What house was and lands were my mother from? Because I don't think she was from.
No, she was not from the Reach. Your mother was from the Mountains of the Moon. She was from the Eyrie, which is why your family is so fucking stocky.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he believes that without a blood sacrifice, an heir can't be performed, and the wife trying to bear the heir is in danger of being consumed by the curse. And through his research, and this does explain a very glaring thing that's been in the room this whole time, Thorsten, as you look over to this, looks like long overdone ritual space, of which kneeling perfectly straight in the center is a desiccated corpse in maester robes. Apparently, your former maester, who already set up how to explain his death, in order for Vivian to give birth, sacrificed himself. It says all in the name of House Weirlight. Thorsten, apparently your predecessor left you quite an intense legacy.
Yeah, you don't say.
He said he felt he didn't feel right sacrificing any of the people of the Redlands, so he sacrificed himself. However, through the notes, in this act is supposed to stave off the curse for generations. However, you found a glaring oversight that apparently in his elder years and probably addled state from the shit he's been doing in this thing, looked over, but you, Thorsten, with your keen eye, have not. The sacrifice has to be, it's basically, it states it's based in a was it an unexperienced unexperienced blood born from the Redlands is like the best. So essentially, a child born on your lands is essentially what this is. But he was an old man not from your country, which means, seeing as Vivian has given birth to several children and survived a poisoning, she seems probably safe. But your guess, Thorsten, it's going to pass to the next generation, which means, and it specifically states the whoever births the heir. So, like, you know, Mariella will probably be fine. Garrick's wife would be fine, but Henrik's
Tatea
wife
would be fine.
Yeah, Tisea would be fine, but it would be specifically Henrik's wife.
Big yikes.
Now, metagaming, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Sure.
Shella is
listen.
incredible.
Listen, Thorsten.
Fucking save her.
Out of
Wait,
game, it's
bro-
fine.
Sorry. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
However, with the acceptance of the curse, bad things can happen. After your dad died maybe 10 years after your mom from the same mysterious disease. It believed that it might basically, if Tisea is consumed by the curse, it could also consume Henrik. What did I say? Tisea? I said Ashella. Listen, there's lots of
There's lots of A's in the reach. Please hard
Yeah.
to get Ray.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so if it targets her, then it could potentially target Henrik.
Yep. And since, according to him, the curse is just getting stronger as time goes by, something happened to awaken the curse, apparently. It's been weak up until before your brother's generation. But starting with your brother's generation, it came back full force. And there's something about this curse that needs the blood of people from the Redlands in order for House Weirlight to flourish. However, the benefits, apparently, if a proper sacrifice is made, not only will they be able to bear children, but the family will be, like, showered with power and wealth and, you know, good crops, you know, old weird blood magic-y shit.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to stave off the curse for several generations. You believe the younger the soul, the more power it will give.
Yeah.
So a fresh-born baby, born from the Redlands, like, mwah. And there's a whole ritual on how to do the proper sacrifice and what you need.
Okay. I'm gonna bring. Forgive me, I can't remember the names of our placements for Bailey's, for Clarissa.
Oh,
What were those
yeah.
names
So
again?
it's fucking Orton and
Clary's sister.
Yeah. Hold on,
Katrina?
I got her. Catalina.
It was like a CA. Yeah.
Yeah, Catalina. Yeah, so it's Orton and Catalina.
Yeah, they're all sea babies.
Yep.
Okay, I got it written down now. Yeah, I'm gonna go immediately and inform Catalina first.
Okay.
Because this
She is the one who would know about
Yes.
this shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Catalina's like, her eyes are very wide, and she's just like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Whoa. Woof. What do we... Oh, God, Thorsten. Oh, Henrik's getting married.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's just like... So what are we doing then?
It's a good question. It's a very morally gray question.
Right. Sure. Pretty good idea what my sister might have an opinion on that, but
She would just go through with it with grabbing.
sure, yeah. And I don't know if I would disagree. I mean, our job is to protect
job is to
the
protect them, yes.
family. Yeah, the family and aid the family so they can protect everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Sacrifice one for the survival of many.
Yep.
Okay.
Because if what you say is true, especially if the curse is stronger, it could eat through the whole family.
Yeah. I agree.
So
can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to find a baby.
okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Vivian. That was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Well, shit.
Y'all are cursed.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, we know. We're trying to help appease the curse.
Okay.
Conversation is cursed.
Well, I can get on that. That's probably actually not that hard. And besides, we have time, till the wedding and till they're gonna start. I mean, they're 18, so we don't have a ton of time. But like, we have until the wedding, basically.
Pretty much.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, I can get on that. Maybe you should, if you have all those notes, maybe you should get on to see if find out what this curse really is.
That's my next step. I just wanted to inform you of the information I found.
Yep.
As bad as it is.
Yep. Oh, and she's just looking down like, I don't want to tell Orton.
Yep, that's
is
fine.
that cool?
That's fine.
Is that all right that we keep that between us, Thorsten? I mean, very clear, Thorsten. What you've just told me, this does not leave this. I mean, obviously, Clary, but
that would be the only other person I would be telling.
Yeah,
not even the Lord, the Lady, the heirs. Nobody.
Yeah,
else
absolutely not. No, this
can't be something that hangs over Henrik's.
Oh, Henrik.
Yeah.
We can't let him know. Such a good boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he would never want that.
Nope.
But he also, oh man, he would. Oh, I don't want to force that decision on him.
Exactly.
We do what us as servants do, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh my god, I better get some kind of permanent position after doing this. I better get something because
I will make sure to let Haley know to make sure.
Good. She better. Okay, I'm gonna go start.
I'm gonna continue doing my research.
I guess I'm going to redo the census, and she just
Oh my god.
Listen, everyone when we were creating the house went, "Yeah, let's make a cursed house," and I went, "Okay."
We didn't choose that. That was a roll, and we just went with it because what are we gonna do?
Did I get poisoned because of a curse?
This is a revelation for our viewers. Yes, we did this moderately to ourselves.
Yep.
You did. You did.
Moderately.
All I can picture is the fucking opening scene from The Witch. It's just the baby.
Just making baby butter.
Just making baby butter.
Screaming trees in the background. Oh no.
And then, with that being said, I'm gonna attempt to, because all I've been doing right now is just kind of just reading through his journal. Correct?
Yeah. Well, I have some more info for you, but yeah.
Okay. Well,
he also has some more notes in here as well. It looks like he's had some experiments done in here too. but yeah, like he definitely has obviously a big answer for you, which is like something the curse does and how to directly counteract that thing it does. The only thing is he has some connection to some figure that he has dubbed the Scarlet Piper. It's his word, like he states it's his word for it, but this figure that keeps coming up in the family's history.
Is there a description of him in there by chance?
There's like really, really rough ones, but yeah.
Like chipped tooth, pox scars, pupils larger.
Like, why do you specifically ask that?
Strange charm, clasp shape of a skull, and random notations that describe the blood rituals. That guy that was at Henrik and Mariola's birthday.
No, the Red Piper, the Scarlet Piper is described as being handsome, young and short, with like flowing hair and like a blood red scarlet cape, essentially, that covers most of his body, and plays from a wooden like pan flute set. And there's one description that says pan flute is hand. That's just like a random note. And then there's a detailed sketch under that of the wooden finger you've recently used.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah.
What a fucking read.
It's weird. But yeah, it says like basically there's like a part in the opening where like I couldn't believe it, but after testing, like there is a curse, and it seems it is my alone burden to bear. States more information. It says the works of a let's see here, Ladrick Asterwood has been incredibly helpful. Which you do find some notes from a guy called Ladrick Asterwood.
Ladrick, Ledric.
Ladric. Ladrick.
Now, would I know that being obviously somebody who's related to Clarissa, but do I know who?
You could make a breeding test.
Okay, I'll just make a straight status.
It would be status, yeah. 13. Yeah, 12 with the yeah. You're pretty sure you know who Ladrick Asterwood was. That was essentially the current Lord Asterwood, Alden, was Aldrin, excuse me. That was his uncle. Like his older uncle that served as a knight to House Weirlight.
Okay.
Yep, and there seems to be this small bits of notes that apparently Ladrick wanted to keep separate from something known as separate from something called the Book of Asterwood, which you've heard about several times at this point. And he constantly references something that can show up in the dream of the bloodline, is just what this reference is, which is essentially called the Thorned Blade. It's something that the bloodline can use to defend itself. And you're like, very helpful, Ladrick.
Agreed. Now, with going through all of this, I know the previous Maester was not an idiot for obvious reasons. I would like to decipher his book to see if I find anything hidden within the book itself.
Okay, yeah. Make a decipher roll.
Using that ciphers.
Thorsten, there is a cipher in this book.
Oh,
It's disturbingly clever. It's hidden through there's like normal writing, and then there's like strange ramblings written on the side, and they connect in odd ways. You have found there is in fact a cipher. However, you have not rolled well enough to decipher it.
Okay.
Apparently
I recognize there is a cipher.
You recognize there is a cipher, which will make future rolls easier. But yeah, you've definitely found one, which means there is something in this book he must have left for someone. You don't put a cipher in a book for your just for yourself, especially if you're about to like kill yourself, which is what this guy did.
Sacrifice yourself. He could have done it for either the Maester that was his predecessor, or that preceded him, excuse me.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone from the Osterwood family.
Perhaps.
So, okay then. Now with me recognizing a cipher, I know that's something I can study later. I want to commit this ritual of blood magic to memory, if possible.
Yeah. Yeah, you have it here for yourself. Like it won't be like difficult to recall. It's a complicated ritual, but it's not, from what you've already sort of experienced about magic, it's not going to be too bad for you.
Okay.
You are lucky because blood magic, stat-wise, for rolling their rituals require high endurance and cunning. The two things you're very good at.
Endurance, I'm a 3. I'm above average.
That's
only there
higher
was
than
knowledge.
that is higher than most maesters. I will tell you that most maesters, in fact, have an endurance of 1 because they're feeble old men. But you're a pretty hearty young man. But yeah, those kind of subjects that were talked about before, Thorsten, in blood magic, Horospexy, Cruentis, Devovum, and Piaculum.
Yes.
There are in this note the details on how to do them.
Okay, then.
So you now have everything you need to do blood magic.
Yeah. I think Thorsten's going to become a lich.
Gonna start sacrificing babies left and right.
Here we go.
It begins.
It's baby
gonna-
time.
He's
Get
going
that
to be
immortality
the
somehow.
he's going to be the Weirlight's Maester forever.
Forever.
Oh.
Yeah. So just for your measuring, Horospexy is blood divinations. It's you using spilt blood or sacrifice to gain insight into the destiny of those for whom the magician attempts to divine. So sacrifice of life does not mean necessarily human life. It does say that like goats and shit like work. Though human blood is like the more powerful blood. So like cutting your hand and killing a baby goat is sort of the same thing. But killing
blood spilt because the blood's mixed.
But slitting a man's throat is way better, and we'll give you more bonuses. But spilling of blood is necessary for haruspexy. You also need an affect of the person you are trying to divine the destiny of.
So something of their
just something personal to them. Their hair works, their blood works. Just an object they have some kind of connection to works.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. It does say specifically you cannot divine things for yourself if you are the one spilling blood.
So I couldn't use my own blood and divine something for myself.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured that. That's kind of blood magic 101.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cruentus. This one is a little more like reading through it, your eyes are going a little like, oh wow. It is life manipulation, essentially. The arts harbor spells of healing, transformation of the body, and similar magics associated with the force of life itself. There is a ritual in here to close a fatal wound.
Oh.
And you're reading through it and you're like, wow, that's cool. However, you're never going to be able to do this unsubtly.
Yeah.
Like if someone's bleeding out, you will have to bring them to your weird, horrifying blood dungeon.
The bludgeon?
The bludgeon.
No.
However, for healing serious wounds, there is a ritual that using there is a Cruentus ritual that you can do, that a magician can do to themselves, that allow them it to be easier to heal using another Cruentus spell to heal people. There's a ritual to change yourself. It involves ritual scarring, and a number of other things, but it essentially would allow you to touch wounds and manipulate the blood and have them clothed with significant spilt blood of your own. And now normally you're like, don't put your blood in someone else's blood, but this is what that's about.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. Then there's the really scary one, which is Devovium, which is the laying of curses and maledictions. Spilt blood is used to enact violence and hatred. The powers which these spells harness direct towards their victims. It seems like the Maester didn't do a ton of research into this type of spell. However, there is the detailed formula of one Devovium spell. It seems very involved. It involves some kind of ritual of pioculum, of enhancing. You need some crazy ingredients. But according to this spell, you can just make someone's heart explode. And according to this, if you do the spell right, it doesn't matter how far away they are from you. That you could just kill anyone.
So what you're saying is I have a death note?
I mean, a death note is you just write like Thomas Macy. This is several weeks of prep and a pretty crazy involved spell. You need like
tomato.
Yeah, it's It's pretty crazy. You need a
Precursor
storm.
to the Death Note.
One of the necessary ingredients is a lightning storm.
Hmm.
So, like, again, very particular. But, like, according to this, you could just have someone's heart explode.
Mhm.
So that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yep. And then basic rituals of Pioculum, which is the empowerment of other magics. The art of sacrifice can transform, alter, and manipulate other magic sympathetically for what blood is to the body, magic is to the world, is what it states.
Okay. Enhancement of other magics.
Yeah. But yeah.
So in theory, I could use Pioculum, Heraspexy, and Cruentus together to really prevent a fatal wound.
Yes, actually, yeah. You would require so much blood.
And become a bloodomancer.
Person
Hemomancer.
considers it for a while.
I'm sure that's what that's called. That sounds like the proper title.
Sanguimancer.
Mm-hmm. Listen, we could be here all day talking about what that is.
No, I like Bloodomancer better.
The blood. But yeah, Thorsten, yeah, you
Okay.
have these instructions on how to do blood magic, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
the details here are. I mean, there's blood everywhere, man.
So my next thing is I would like, I want to commit this book to memory, so I no longer have to need the book.
That's gonna take a lot of time and effort.
I figured I would
'Cause
rather
most of this is pretty alien concepts to you. Like if this was a book of poetry, like that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this is more than just words, right? It's symbols and practices,
formulations and
and formulas. Like that will take some time and effort.
Yeah. And that's just something I want to do that way.
And I will say there is nothing that will guarantee you will remember it perfectly. It will be a memory test essentially every time if you don't have the book. And of course memory is imperfect. But it is you can do pretty well. But yeah, you have the book yourself.
And then one other thing I would like to do is turn this whole book into a cipher and leave it down here. That way, if somebody comes across it, they're not like, what the fuck is blood magic doing down here? They're
Well,
like,
Thorsten, nobody found this room in
decades.
Yeah, so
True.
it's probably pretty safe in this room.
True.
Nobody even comes into this storage thing anymore. Like last time they came in here was for Henrik's birthday party, and they moved one crate out of it.
Okay, I guess I'll leave
Vivian
it for
wanted
now.
to try the older banners and see what they looked like, and she didn't like them, and they put them back.
Okay. Well, then I am going to close up shop
Mm-hmm.
the exact same way I left it, and get going with other things to do. Continue.
Yep, it's night. You're just like, what?
I was expecting it to be the next day, actually.
Yeah, actually, it's been several days. You're just like,
It's just night of this particular day. So,
All right, that works. I'm used to those all-nighters, 3 nights long.
Oh, indeed.
Fucking insane.
Yep. You have a lot before you. Yep. I was just wondering if y'all would maybe debate about killing a baby, but you're like, nah, baby dead.
I was on the fence until
two kids going to die tonight.
until Catalina said something about we're servants and the betterment of, and then I'm like, and then I have dedication.
Yep.
And that right there snapped me. Baby
gotta die.
What if there's
Two
a
kids
2 for
gonna die
1 deal?
tonight.
Would it get better double fast?
2 kids gonna die tonight. No. All right.
God.
I love it. Listen. This is Game of. Does any of this surprise anyone for the topic of Game of Thrones?
No, I'm surprised by absolutely none of this. But
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, the red woman giving birth to a cloud.
Yep. Shadow demon. Yep.
We
Yeah,
were
I'm not
past
surprised.
season 1 when they started killing off bastard babies and like the end of it. So yeah,
Yep. That's true. Oh yeah. The season 2, episode 1 is a scene
first
of a
time.
bunch of men murdering babies.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on
So,
track. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Doing
We're good.
good.
We're listen.
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Behind. Honestly, we're behind.
No,
Kill
we're
more
ahead
babies.
because that hasn't happened yet.
I'm just talking
They're
about
just copying us, man.
Yeah.
comparisons.
Yeah,
copying us.
comparatively.
Gotta
yeah.
kill more babies.
Gotta kill more babies. Maybe
I did the opposite of kill more babies. I cloned a
kinslaying.
baby. Gave more babies.
True. We are at a net baby positive right now.
It's true.
Yes, we are.
So technically, we could stand to lose 1.
Honestly, we're in the
so we had
green.
Net 0.
We're in
Anyways,
Terrible. Oh
we
my
have
God.
we have
Never do that to Vivian.
we have good times.
God,
We have good
Vivian would
times.
cut
Yeah.
you. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, don't do that. All right, but good times, good times. Let's see here. Nymora.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm here.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Is there anything in particular that you wish to accomplish?
I do want to do more like sparring with Garland.
So is the goal of that to specifically essentially enter a combat intrigue to try and learn things about him? Or what's the goal of that?
The goal of that is I would like to try and figure out how he actually feels about Mariella.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, so it'll be an intrigue, but but instead of you sitting very calmly across each other in a parlor, you are fighting each other.
We're gonna beat the shit out of each other instead.
I love it. I love it.
Literally gonna beat the answers out of him.
Yep. You, Nymora, you wait for Garland to finish his warm up as he beats his third opponent. Of course, it was 3 men at a time. Just that's his warm up. Just he's going pretty hard today. He is starting the fight with no weapons. And they all have swords and shields. And by the end of the fight, he has a sword and a shield, and no one else does, for they are unconscious. Yes, perhaps on a balcony somewhere, Vivian's stirring a teacup, or like
It's like
several other mothers are also stirring.
all the chin stroking, all the figurative chin stroking.
Yep, Vivian, you do see this. Our Garland's gotten a lot bigger. And he's got a beard now, and he just with his bare hands beat 3 armed men.
Saw a golf clap from a balcony 3 stories up.
Yep, he gets wiped down. Some people come in, and he just like tosses his sword out, puts his hands out. They wipe him down. A large glass of water, and he just downs it. Downs the second one. But yeah, he's just like, like, all right, Nymora, you ready?
I feel like I'm at the disadvantage. You've had the chance to already limber up, and here's just me standing off watching you.
Well, that's not hardly my fault that you decided to watch me instead of warming up. Gives
It's
you a
hard
wink.
not to watch you. I've gotten very good.
Thank you. I try. And so he gets handed his shield and his sword, and he's just like cracking, ready to go. And so you guys begin to trade blows, and let's begin the intrigue. I'm excited.
Let me do.
I hope persuasion can be used with like spear fighting. It'd be great.
16.
10, David.
10, thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Trying to find where is House Tyrell. I just saw them. Where did you go? Do 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 do.
16. I'm a grandmother.
You a grandmother. That's real good. Yeah, sorry. Where did you go?
Ma'am, can I help you?
Kitten just wants love.
He's just over here chirping.
There you are, Sir Garland the Gallant. You beautiful boy. Huh? Okay, and it is a. What are your? I always forget what your benefits. Well, that makes sense. Thank you, Jesse. I always
You are very
forget.
welcome.
I gotta check what one of these benefits does just in case, because I've always forgotten what this one does. Well, that it is relevant to what the situation is. He gets +2 to all status tests.
Oh, do you want me to roll status instead of agility?
Oh yes, because
Okay,
it's an
sorry.
yes, because this is an intrigue.
Right. 12.
Hey, that's still really good. All right, and he is going to make a status test. Come on. His status isn't like crazy high.
He's only a second son.
He is a second son.
And yet,
technically it's a 24.
yeah. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, because he's anointed, so he gets +2 to all
24.
status tests.
24. Yeah, all right.
Yep. Walton has the same benefit. They're both Garland and Walton are anointed.
I'm gonna have to find a religion.
They both stood naked, covered in oil in front of the 7 for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find Jesus, guys.
Listen, becoming an anointed knight gets you a lot of benefits.
Apparently.
Yep. I'll just tell you, you get +2 to results of all status tests. Once per day as a free action, you can increase both your combat defense and intrigue defense and all passive ability results by +5 for 1 round.
Christ. My God.
Yep.
Is there a thing as an anointed maester?
No. No, there is not.
you and your one fighting.
It is specifically a martial benefit.
I figured.
Yep. But yeah. For 1 round, once per day, you can just funnily just call on the power of the god of the gods, and just be better because you're just better. From what I've seen of the anointed benefit, you're just like, well, you're just better than people. Like, it's true. All right, so Garland. Garland goes first. He is right now. He's just concentrating like a good boy. He's not. He's just focusing On the fight of the moment, I guess I'm going to make that the equivalent of him considering.
Mhm.
So I think that will.
I
he
do
will
have a
use-
slight question. Do we need to worry about dispositions and other things for this?
Oh God! Thank you so much for me. I was just gonna be like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah."
I'm like, before we super start.
No, yeah, yeah. Thank
because
you.
this
Oh my
because this
God.
is a weird one. Because this is
It
a weird
It
fight
is a weird
intrigue-y
one, but
thing.
it is an intrigue though. What is your disposition to Garland, Nymara? You've gotten to
What's
know
the-
him.
Yeah, what's the one that's a step up from indifferent? Is it amiable?
Amiable.
I'm amiable towards him.
You are amiable. All right, you got a
think he's fine.
DR3. Yep, you see you see him in a positive light. Consider him an acquaintance, not necessarily a friend. So yeah, if you think that's there you go. He is amiable. I know his disposition towards you, so
It's either
that's
indifferent or he
good.
hates me.
Just like fuck you.
Yeah.
No. All right. That's good. We've established that. What I would like to know, what's your technique here?
So I'm trying to think of what the equivalent would be because I don't do intrigues so often, so I'm not
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out what it would like. I basically want to try and just engage him in just light conversation while we're fighting. I'm trying to get him to
Right,
open up
but
to
your
me.
goal,
So-
your
so, like,
goal-
kinda
your-
camaraderie?
Is your goal? Well, so
Yeah.
here's the thing: is your goal friendship or information?
My goal is information, but is it in a friendly way? So I'm not
In a
being
friendly way. Well, that's
but I'm not
yeah.
being aggressive about it.
You can totally do that.
Okay.
Then sounds like charm.
Okay.
Because convince would be more like, listen, listen, you need to fucking tell me. Like, I know this is why you need to tell me what's going on between you and like that's, but more like, hey, dude, like good thrust. So Mariella, right?
Bro, yeah.
Double entendre.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's going to be a charm.
Okay.
So that's going to be persuasion.
It's all gonna be. I have no bonus dice in anything. So like
I thought you had something in seduction or something.
No, I have one in taunt.
Oh, and taunt. Well, that is an intrigue thing, taunting. I
It
don't think
is.
you want to do that.
No, the end result for taunt is that he does try to kill me, and I don't want that.
Yeah. You can use taunt to provoke a character to do something you want at the cost of worsening their disposition towards you.
Mhm.
Like, you won't marry Mariella. Just like, no balls, won't do it, bitch.
What are you, a chicken? Married girl.
Can't do
14.
Are you?
Well, hold on. What's your action?
Oh,
Influence.
God.
It sounds like, because that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, influence. I'll say.
Okay, influence. So what do you say to him as you are like combating?
It's circling around each other.
Mhm.
Just I remember when you came into the tourney at the 16th name day, my lady's 16th name day, and you've gotten a lot of height since then.
Okay, so
No,
you're just giving him a genuine
but just-
compliment.
Yeah, but then tack on at the end, it's like Lady Mariella has too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Sorry, one second. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, my. There we go. Boop. Found it. Did it. Done. Did it. Cool. Yeah. So that affects him. You do some.
Does he blush?
Well, it depends. What's your persuasion rank? Is it 3?
It's 3. Yeah.
It's 3. Okay, so that is enough to affect him. However, it does seem like it doesn't actually go through. His DR seemingly is high enough where that doesn't quite affect him.
He's amiable towards me.
Or higher.
Or, aw.
Well, no. Remember, you have a lower armor if you like someone more.
Mhm.
So a higher armor means they like you less, essentially, because you're.
I see. Or
you're more
he's
guarded.
indifferent. Oh, he's indifferent to me. Never mind.
You would deal right here. You would deal 3 influence to him, right?
Mhm.
Which means he could be amiable towards you, but it means he absorbs it all.
Yeah.
And he just goes, yes, I have grown taller. It's very helpful with with reach while fighting. Not as quite as long as your spear, but yeah. So seemingly, it doesn't quite affect him. Do you are you on the page, the chapter 8 intrigue, so you know what all you can do?
You know what? That would probably be a good idea. I was looking for, because it was pinned in here, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
At some point?
I don't remember.
Yes, I did pin a thing.
Yeah, it's also page 149.
Thank you.
150 in the PDF.
Okay.
Yeah, it has assist, consider, fast talk, influence, manipulate, mollify, quit, read target, shield of reputation, switch to combat, and withdraw. Technically, you are in combat, but it's not real combat, right? You're sparring.
No, it's fake combat. All right, I have to open it.
It's not like I plan to kill you combat.
In here.
Yeah.
149, you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll open that up while he gets his turn.
Yep. So, yeah, he considered last time.
He did.
Yeah, so I think yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, he's going basically he'll just kind of engage you in this sort of light conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just be like, oh, have you, been sleeping well? Duty's been keeping you up.
Thank you, sir.
Just sort of like that. There is like, I'm not gonna say, just like, it sounds pretty casual.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how much it affects you, we'll see how much you will see through it for what he's really asking.
Mm-hmm.
So Le Boop. 14.
Yeah, my intrigue defense is 7. So
fuck, is it?
Yeah, my dude.
Oh boy. Is your awareness and cunning are both 2?
No, my awareness is 2, and yeah, my cunning is 2. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Listen, you're gonna raise your status soon. But yeah,
I gotta buy the status upgrade.
Cool. So
got trapped.
Yeah. So that's 2 degrees of success.
Yeah.
So he will deal 6 influence on you.
Mm-hmm.
You absorb 3 of it, but you then take 3 hits to your composure, which you know is your will rank times 3.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, that seems pretty harmless. What the things he's asking, he's just like, I've been sleeping, I have to follow Mariella around all the other, the time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to has your duties interfering with you being with, your charge? And you just kind of engage in sort of some healthy, it's more than small talk, right? Because he's actually asking about you, which is nice, right? But you are you're not full sparring at this part. You're more like running through drills almost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems. I mean, he seems like a very. He's a charming fellow, and he seems like he's actually engaging with you, which feels kind of nice. Talking more than just about technique and whatnot. So it is your turn.
Okay. So.
Yeah. Now, considering like delaying your turn can give you a 2 dice bonus, which can be very beneficial. You seem to definitely have enough charm that can affect him. It's not like his intrigue defense is super high. But if you want to like really, really affect him and get him over the goat, having those extra bonus dice could be very beneficial.
Yeah, so I think
sort of considering what you're going to say.
Yeah, so I think I am going to consider, and I'm going to start trying to press him a little bit harder.
Okay. Yeah, well, considering you're using your turn to not really say anything, you're just like, you're just sort of considering what you're about to say.
I'm not saying anything. I mean, press him combat-wise harder.
Right, make him, give him less time to think. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so he seems to sort of, let's see here. He essentially does the same thing. He seems to also just refocus, and you guys just exchange several intense blows. But it's back to you.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to try and influence again, and just say it's just like, so how are things going? Just around the castle. I mean, I know that you were out. Fucking Scottish. I know that you were out with. Sorry, forgive me. I know that you were out with my lady Mariella riding the other day. Seems like quite a nice ride.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. So you give yourself 2 bonus dice. Well, you can add that before you roll, but
but I'll just roll.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if you get a 6 on any of your dice.
Roll 2d6.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
4 6s. Holy shit.
Rocket.
So that would be 3 6s for so that is 18.
Yeah.
Hey, Nymora, if you spend a destiny point right now, you can give yourself a +2 to the result.
Fuck it, why not? Let's do it. I have 2 to spare.
Yep, why not? So that would be a 20.
Yeah.
Which would then be 3 degrees of success on he definitely like stumbles a bit when you bring that up. Seems like a nice ride. You hit him hard, and you hit him dirty with that. That definitely skipped over him a bit. But he kind of comes back at you and goes, like, yes, it was fantastic. She's very very like what would be the term? Sorry. She's a very fun companion. She doesn't always open up a lot about herself. I mean, like Nymora, what do you like? He's essentially like,
as I fling a rock at his head.
Yeah. Nymora, what do you think? Mariella really like wants out of life, essentially, and he's going to
okay.
Boop. Ooh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's 16, and any ones in there? No ones.
I don't know if attractive works on Nymora.
He'd be more attractive without the beard, honestly.
Yeah.
Beard's a bit off. Don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be sexually attracted to someone to be attracted to someone. You know what I mean?
It's just the aesthetics of it. Just like,
Mhm.
oh, that's a real good looking statue.
Yeah, listen. People are. It's just shown. People are more likely to like trust and accept words from very attractive people.
Yeah.
So that's 16. So that is another 6 done to you, -3, so 3. Which I think you're pretty low at this point. So
3 left.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, that doesn't sound so, so bad. Like, he wants to know more about Mariella.
Just kind of I think I'm gonna have to consider again because
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you do so. You're just like,
We hop up onto a fountain.
Yeah, he does the same thing. He's like watching you and considering as you like.
Oh yes, the fighter man, the intrigue.
Indeed. This is a classic scene in any kind of like medieval romance.
And just
do you really like her? Like, how do you feel about her?
Going around.
Yeah,
as we're circling each other around the lip of the fountain, tell him that well, I think that she wants what any young lady of her standing wants in life, but I think above all else she wants a man who can treat her with respect and who listens to her when she speaks.
Okay.
Kind of like a man like you, so.
Okay. Heavy wingman action going on here.
Somewhere in the
heaviest.
distance, Mariella is sweating profusely. She doesn't know why.
All the tingles going up the neck. It's like, what the hell is going on?
16.
The heaviest.
Yeah. That's 2 degrees of success. Absolutely. Good rolls today, Namora.
I don't think I'm going to use these for anything more today. Can I spend another destiny point to add another 2?
Well, it won't do anything.
Okay, it won't
tip you into the next rank.
No. It won't.
Plus, if you need to take frustration, you might want that die for something
Oh,
else.
that's fair.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's another. It would be 6 minus 3. So if he wants to stay in this, this is a pretty relaxed situation. So yeah, I think you win, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think he's going to
holy shit.
pursue. Yeah, like listen,
he's not that invested in this.
Well, Garland has a lot of abilities that if he's in like a very serious intrigue, he can kind of bring out a lot of shit to bear. But this is such a relaxed state. I mean, Naimora, you literally got him in a state that he feels literally the most comfortable in. Thus, has no reason to feel frustrated or kind of really read too much into things. So that was once again good political maneuvering by you, Naimora. And yeah, you just won. Because I'm not gonna lie, literally both of you are you both have 3 persuasion, and you both basically kept considering and then talking the whole time, so you were pretty on even footing there.
Like what Henrik did with that guy.
No. So yeah, you he kind of he blocks a thing from you and shoves off, and you both like pirouette and spin and land off the fountain. And he goes, really? Oh, well, of course I want to listen to her. She has so much to say. She knows things. She wants to know things. I mean, most young ladies of her age that I have the pleasure of speaking with often, talk about me or what they want to wear, or other. I've met other clever and witty women, but there is just a different. There is a different air about Mariella. Something more. I don't have the words for it. More. I've met plenty of clever and witty young ladies, but she is more than that, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously quite beautiful. Well-mannered, has interests outside of the peerage.
I think that's the thing that you'll find about her, is that it's not that she's smarter than other girls, it's that she uses it in different ways.
It feels like she's more driven. She's well trained as well. To be honest, I mean, I do care for her. Yeah, and you definitely see something a little more than just those words in his eyes and his demeanor. Yeah, you are pretty certain that Garland is kind of the beginnings of basically in love with Mariella. Seems like the base work from episode 1 all the way up until this point have fully affected Garland, and you're pretty sure he kind of. It seems like from the way he talks, you think he thinks about her a lot. Now, a benefit, Nymora, you won an intrigue with charm. You know what that means?
I don't.
Garland now considers you his friend.
Oh.
As he was amiable towards you. So you go up rank, he considers you his friend, and which is why he's like, listen, Nymora. And yeah.
Be my confidant.
Friend, Nymora.
As we're winding down from the fight, I will tell Garland that listen, I think that Lady Mariana likes you. I think that she likes you quite a bit, and not just in the way that you've got muscles for days and can grow a beard. She likes.
Nudge, Henrik.
She likes smart, driven people. Just she like herself, and I think that if your family would go for it.
I mean, that is. I feel as if sacks of grain have been removed from my chest, off my shoulders. She is very hard to read. Sometimes she keeps her emotions very close to her.
Yeah, she does that on purpose. Good for mother.
That makes sense. He just goes, but
you should play Savas with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to get to know her.
I will then. He is like a Garland doesn't really smile a ton. He's not like a dour man, but his resting face is just a very like a serious countenance.
Moderately stoic.
Yeah, he is moderately stoic. He usually seems like most of the conversations he's raising, but he definitely smiles. It looks good on him. And it beguiles a definite soul in him, and he just smiles and is like, I will. And he starts, they wrap up and he's running away, but he's still smiling and kind of looking off and to the sky and looking up, and he seems to have a bit of a spring in his step.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, Namora, you found out some pretty good information as you walk away. You suddenly realize after a few minutes, Alyssa's walking right next to you.
Oh, I love that.
And her arms are fully down to her side, and her hands are balled into like little fists.
Mhm.
And she's like staring up at you, like this, like a very suspicious way.
Mhm.
She's just like, "Who are you?"
I put my arm around her shoulders, and she's like, "Still the same me."
Like, because that was, I mean, that was pretty good.
It's
pretty
real.
I
The
think
only
that,
reason that I got that far with him, I think, is because we were fighting.
right, but that's half the shit in it. Like trying to find out something from someone, setting, that's half the fucking battle is. And that was good, Namora.
I'm
She's
trying to
just like,
learn.
so like, is it really you? Did someone tell you to do that? Did someone give you a subtle suggestion?
I
Because
start
that-
knuckling her forehead, just like.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
nobody told me to do that. I wanted to know for myself,
All right, and
but
Fair.
I'm trying to be better.
hey, Namora, you're succeeding. You're doing really
Thank
good
you.
at this shit.
And I suppose that you are as well. What have
I
you
mean,
been
naturally. I think, I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
up to? Mm-hmm.
Trying to find out some things.
Mm-hmm.
Still working on some stuff. I've got some information coming later. There's a very knowledgeable coal boy. So got to meet him later. But
And give her like a look that's just like,
what?
Just to be careful. I know you always are, but
I'm alive.
satisfy an aging woman's worry.
All right. Yeah. She goes, well, I mean, seems like the only real hurdle left, is, well,
That is why I mentioned his family.
Yeah. Though I doubt he realizes that.
If he pushes, then Lady Olenna will not have as much reason to be upset. I hope.
Listen, you say that, but I mean,
It is an earnest hope, nothing more.
listen, from what I've heard, Garland's liked girls before, and I don't know where they are, so.
You would find that Lady Olenna kills people.
Yeah. Oh, like she looks and goes, "Oh, she for sure does."
No, I was just
Namora."
thinking of her.
She
No,
does.
no, absolutely. But I was just picturing her doing it herself.
Oh, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
A knitting needle in both.
Oh my God.
Both hands.
Oh, I would love that. She just beating the man to death.
But
Oh
no,
my God, that I would pay to see that. No, it's probably the two half giants that she has employed.
Yes, her personal statues.
Yes.
I
God,
don't think I have ever seen their faces move.
I fucking haven't either. They're terrifying. They look exactly the same, except one sort of has more hair than the other. That's about it. Same mustache, even. It's crazy.
Very distressing.
Mm-hmm.
Giant twins is very unnerving.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Left and right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Eric
I'll,
and Eric.
Yep. Those perfect boys.
Mm-hmm. All right. We will cut away from that. and I believe we will be going into our first our break of the evening. When we come back, we will see how Vivian fares arriving at Crake Hall.
How she deals with the boars.
Yes.
Woo!
Man.
All right, so go to the bathroom, get some water, do whatever you need to do. Come back and join us for the rest of the story.
Right.
Mhm.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye bye.